Excuse me.
Oh, hey Sarah, I didn't see you there. Howdy! Elizabeth and I were just admiring these beautiful plants in our Madison community. Whoa, Marina, do you see that sus herb? No, Kat, that's Mugwort. What a shame that our native plants are being overshadowed by these invasive plants. Do you know what those are? Funky fresh, yeah, I know. Invasive plants are non-native plants that invade an area and crowd out the natural plants, self-reproducing and damaging our ecosystem. In fact, there are 5 categories that we're going to talk to you about today. Huzzah! Tell me about them. Well, first, we have the vine category. This specific vine right here is called Bittersweet. It grows in woodlands, grasslands, road edges, marsh edges, and more because it can grow in both sun and shade. The leaves that alternate are oval-shaped and glossy. The roots are bright orange, and when they become older, you will see this vine with a medium brown color. Then, in the spring, you will see this vine if it has green-yellow flowers. Then in the summer, you'll see green fruit. Then in the fall, you'll see yellow-orange berries. Then in the winter, you'll see red berries.
Bittersweet is hard to remove. It is best to hand pull the vine before it grows fruit. It's important to remove the root growth and then sunbathe them in a trash bag before disposing of them. If the bittersweet is very large but still needs to be removed, you can cut the top and the bottom of the vine and then let it fall naturally.
Another invasive like this is Mylaminate. Now, let's talk about trees. This tree is a Norway Maple. It can grow in a large range of soil types and temperatures in both the sun and the shade. It has a linear bark that can grow up to 60 feet tall. In the fall, the wide, 5-lobed leaves turn yellow or less often crimson. During the spring, there are small yellow-green flowers. The fruits turn into helicopter blade-like seeds in the summer. To confirm a Norway maple, cut the vein to check for a milky discharge. Since invasive trees are better at removing our pollutants than no trees at all, we want to prevent their spread rather than completely remove them. You can pull seedlings from the soil and ground out the stump, or you can cut growth from the stump. Other invasive trees are black locust and European buckthorn. Also, plant red maple or sugar maple as a native alternative. Next, we have shrubs. This is an autumn olive. This bushy leafy shrub can grow up to 20 feet tall. It has thorny branches and its leaves are green with a silvery gray tint. It has clusters. There's about 5 to 10 small yellow flowers from February to June. Then, from August to November, there are round fleshy fruits with silver brown scales. Although herbicides should normally be used as a last resort, in order to remove this shrub, you will probably need to use them. Check out the links in our website to see which herbicides you should use. To handle tall shrubs, cut the stems and apply herbicides to the stumps. Native alternatives to autumn olive are bayberry, winterberry, fothergilla, and chokeberry.
The next shrub we want to show you today is Multiflora rose. Multiflora rose is shade resistant and can be found in forests along the edges of fields and roads and open woodlands. It is a strong and thick shrub with many stems that arch from the crown. The thorny twigs can be red or green. The leaves are about 1 inch long and have 5 to 11 leaflets with serrated edges. The flowers are about 2.5 centimeters long and will turn red in September. Rose hips will develop in the summer.
This shrub over here is Wineberry. Wineberry can grow up to 9 feet tall. It has alternate leaves and 3 heart-shaped leaflets. The leaves are light to dark green on top and the bottom has white woolly hair. The branches of Wineberry are often covered in tiny red hairs and sharp spines. In May, 5 small petaled white flowers bloom, and then fruit that look like red raspberries pop from June to July. Another invasive shrub is Japanese barberry. This shrub is spiny with grooved brown branches. The leaves are small and narrow. They range from green to a blue-green to a dark red purple. During the spring, the pale yellow flowers appear in clusters of 2 or 4 along the stem. From July to October, Japanese barberries grow in bright red berries that can last through the winter.
The last invasive shrub we see a lot in Madison is Japanese knotweed, which is especially hard to remove. It can grow up to 7 to 10 feet tall. Japanese knotweed sprouts in early spring as reddish-green leaves. Its stems are hollow and bamboo-like. Japanese knotweed produces white flowers between each set of leaves. The best way to remove this plant is to remove them as seedlings because mature Japanese knotweed has extensive rhizomes. Removal of adult knotweed involves cutting the plant 3 times throughout the season over 2 to 3 years to weaken it.
Some other invasives are European buckthorn, European privet, seaside rose, and Morris honeysuckle.
Moving on to herbs, we have garlic mustard. Garlic mustard can grow in a variety of places, both sunny and shady, such as forests, the edges of forests, riverbanks, and roadsides. In its first year, garlic mustard is a cluster of heart-shaped green leaves. In its second year, it has a 1 to 4 foot stalk with small white flowers.
There is a lengthy process of removing this invasive. You can remove garlic mustard by pulling it out. Simply reach down and pull the plant by the base and put it upside down into a bag. Another method is to mow or cut the plant, especially clipping the flower head. Herbicides can be used as well, but is not ideal as they can cause damage to surrounding wildlife. These methods must be continued year to year for 5 years because the soil disturbance will actually stimulate growth of more. To prevent regrowth, replant the area with different plants or cover the area with at least 5 centimeters of leach or mulch so that the garlic mustard cannot grow.
Next, we have some snazzy mugwort.
Mugwort has green, multi-lobed leaves with soft, silvery white hairs on its underside. Its shoots grow during the spring, and tiny purple and white flowers appear in spike-like clusters at the end of the stem from July to September. Removal of this plant is especially difficult because mugworts have rhizomes continually growing underground, horizontal roots. Colder climates may prevent the spread by seeds, but the rhizomes make up for it, so be prepared for more mugwort popping up. Another removal method is keeping a dense lawn or using garden mulch to prevent weeds from popping up. Chemical control is an option, but it is also not very effective. Non-selective herbicides containing glyphosate may be effective but will kill other plants unintentionally.
Other invasive herbs are common valerian, cypress spurge, lesser celandine, and slender snake cotton.
Finally, let's move on to aquatics.
Brazilian waterweed grows in ponds, lakes, rivers, streams, and ditches. It grows in fresh water and is submerged with 1 to 2 foot stalks, but these can grow up to 20 feet. It has a bright green cylindrical stem, which is either branched or singular. The leaves are also a bright green color and are arranged in groups of 4 to 6. They have fine teeth along the sides. Small flowers with 3 white petals appear on the plant above water during the summer and fall.
Removal involves destroying the fragments from recreational equipment to prevent spread. There is also the use of diver-assisted dredging in small areas and the use of chemical controls, but those need to be administered by professionals.
Other aquatic invasives are parrot feather, purple loosestrife, and reed canary grass. If you would like to learn more about any of the plants in this video, visit the Connecticut Invasive Plant Working Group website.
And be sure to spread the word about invasive plants in our community. Thanks for watching!